The city bustled with holiday cheer, lights twinkled, carols played softly. But Jason felt only a familiar emptiness. He was a successful executive, yet gratitude seemed like a distant concept. He had a beautiful home, a loving family, but the pressures of work consumed him.
Thanksgiving. Just another day off.
Jason hurried through the crowded streets, his briefcase clutched tightly. Thanksgiving was just days away, a time for family and gratitude. But Jason felt only a growing sense of unease. His phone buzzed incessantly with work calls, each ring a reminder of unfinished tasks. He barely noticed the festive decorations or the scent of roasted chestnuts in the air.
There had to be more to life than board meetings and profit margins.
As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the avenue, Jason found himself drawn to a brightly lit storefront. A hand-painted sign proclaimed, "Community Soup Kitchen. Volunteers welcome." Hesitation tugged at him, but something about the warm glow emanating from within beckoned him closer. Stepping inside, Jason felt a wave of warmth wash over him, and it wasn't just the heat from the industrial ovens. The air buzzed with a different kind of energy. Volunteers bustled about, their faces lit with purpose and kindness. The aroma of roasting turkey and fresh bread filled the room, a stark contrast to the sterile scent of his office.
Welcome. Can we interest you in lending a hand?
I'm not sure I'm cut out for this.
Nonsense. Everyone has something to offer, even if it's just an hour of your time.
He reluctantly agreed, feeling a strange mix of apprehension and curiosity. He was ushered towards a table piled high with plates and cutlery, his heart pounding with an unfamiliar rhythm. As he began setting the tables, his movements clumsy and uncertain, Jason couldn't help but observe the other volunteers. There were teenagers laughing as they chopped vegetables, elderly couples ladling soup with gentle smiles, and even a group of businessmen, their ties loosened, working side by side with a quiet camaraderie. Jason felt a pang of envy for their easy camaraderie, their shared sense of purpose. The dinner rush began, a steady stream of people from all walks of life. Families struggling to make ends meet, elderly folks seeking companionship, and individuals battling homelessness. Jason served them each with a growing sense of humility, their gratitude humbling him.
Mind if I join you?
A young mother, her eyes shining with gratitude, thanked him for the warm meal. A group of children giggled as he refilled their glasses with juice. Each interaction chipped away at his cynicism, revealing a layer of compassion he hadn't realized he possessed. He found himself smiling genuinely for the first time in days, his heart lighter than it had been in months. As the evening progressed and the last of the guests were served, Jason found himself drawn to a solitary figure in the corner. An elderly man, his face etched with hardship, sat alone, slowly savoring his meal. Jason, compelled by an unfamiliar urge, approached him.
Mind if I join you?
His voice was surprisingly gentle.
Sure, son, have a seat.
His name was Frank, and he'd been homeless for a while. Jason listened intently as Frank shared his story, his voice raspy but full of a quiet dignity. He spoke of lost dreams, harsh realities, and the kindness of strangers.
I may not have much, but I've learned to be grateful for the little things. A warm meal, a friendly face, a roof over my head for the night. Those are the things that matter.
Jason listened, humbled and ashamed of his own blindness. Here was a man who had every reason to be bitter, yet he radiated a quiet joy that stemmed from simple gratitude. They talked for what felt like hours about life, loss, and the importance of perspective. Frank, despite his circumstances, possessed a wisdom that Jason, in all his success, lacked. He taught Jason about finding joy in the everyday, about appreciating the simple gifts that life offered.
Leaving the soup kitchen that night, I felt like a different man. The city lights seemed brighter, the holiday music now evoked a sense of warmth instead of annoyance. I walked with a newfound lightness in my step, my heart full of gratitude.
He realized that gratitude wasn't about material possessions or achievements. It was about noticing and appreciating the good in his life, no matter how small. It was about connecting with others and recognizing the shared humanity that bound them.
Be grateful for the little things. And I was. I was grateful for my family, my health, the roof over my head. I was grateful for the opportunity to help others, to make a difference in someone's life, even in a small way. I realized that true success wasn't measured by my bank balance, but by the positive impact I had on the world around me.
A year later, Jason returned to the soup kitchen. He wasn't there out of obligation, but out of a genuine desire to give back. He had made a conscious effort to incorporate gratitude into his daily life, and it had transformed him.
My work-life balance had shifted, my relationships had deepened, and a sense of peace pervaded my days. I no longer measured my worth by my job title, but by the kindness I offered and the connections I forged.
As he ladled soup into bowls, his heart full, Jason's gaze fell upon a familiar face in the crowd. It was Frank, a little older, a little frailer, but his eyes still held the same spark of quiet joy. Their eyes met, and a shared smile of understanding passed between them. In that moment, Jason knew that he had learned a valuable lesson about gratitude, a lesson that would stay with him for a lifetime.